Hey, beloveds, and welcome to your daily Bibliomancy. I am your favorite Black psychic librarian, Tanya Melendez, and it has been such an honor to bring this to you. As a spiritual and business and life coach consultant, and a librarian, I am truly like a data scientist. I am such a research nerd. I mean, I love doing research, and this is why one of the things that I absolutely love doing, along with the Bibliomancy, is creating and curating the Cosmic Life Books. What is the Cosmic Life Book? The Cosmic Life Book is this cosmically curated, as I said, document where I put your astrology and Akashic all together, and it's kind of like these secret messages, then it all comes out in a message. And that's why when I was writing them in the last month, it came to me how much I love doing the research and connecting to the books and sharing this and storytelling. And I was like, Bibliomancy. And then when I went to La Phil in Guadalajara, the book festival, I was like, I have to incorporate books in everything that I do. And that's why I became the Black psychic librarian, right? And so it's been such a joy, truly, to offer this as a, gift to you. So let's get into today's message. So first things first, the books we're talking about. So we are talking about Prospering Woman, Past Lives, Future Choices, The Alchemist, which is on my iPad, but today's download came through hard and clear, In Search of Our Mother's Gardens. I gotta tell you, there's a little story about me moving to Mexico, having to do with beloved sister, writer, teacher, healer, just all the things, Alice Walker. When I found out that she lived in Mexico, actually, was when I was first drawn to Mexico. And I've had these 6 degrees of separation of people who actually know her. And I lived in a town that was very near where she learned Spanish. We actually we had someone very close in common. And I was like, oh my God, I would love to meet Alice Walker. I haven't met her yet, but I do know that I am being guided to share these. And so I'm in the chapter In Search of Her Mother's Gardens. This is called the Civil Rights Movement. What good was it? And so this comes in at the last line. I read this whole thing and I was like, well, I don't want to share this because it's about the Southern experience, back during the movement time, during the Civil Rights Movement. So it's got a lot of very strong terminology that I don't want to put on socials, but it was the last line. And I was like, what am I supposed to take from this? And this is on page 121. I'll tell you the significance because today, of course, is what? The 21st. It's the solstice. So this last line, man only truly lives by knowing. Otherwise, he simply performs, copying the daily habits of others, but conceiving nothing of his creative possibilities as a man and accepting someone else's superiority. And I'm just going to shift it to her own misery. When we are children growing up in our parents' care, we await the spark from the outside world. Pardon me. Sometimes our parents provide it if we're lucky. Sometimes it comes from another source far from home. We sit paralyzed, surrounded by our anxiety and dread, hoping we will not have to grow up into the narrow world and ways we see about us. We are hungry for a life that turns us on. We yearn for a knowledge of living that will save us from our innocuous lives that resemble death. We look for signs in every strange event. We search for heroes in unknown faces. It was just 6 years ago that I began to be alive, and now I'm going to shift a little bit. Until that time, my mind was locked apart from the outer contours and complexion of my body, as if it and the body were strangers. The mind possessed both thought and spirit. I wanted to be an author or a science, which the color of the body denied. I had never seen myself or existed as a statistic exists or a phantom. I waited to be called to life, and by a miracle, I was called. And so I was like, wow, how profound that is. And see, that again, I just want to show you the magic of bibliomancy. And so the reason that the page number is so significant is because today is the solstice. And so that energy of a life, we have a moment right here, right now, to rebirth. And so, beloveds, I invite you right now to close your eyes and allow yourself a moment to just be still. What did you take in from that reading? What stood out? What connected deeply within you? Journal about that. And there's still time. You can join me for the Step Into Your Future Self webinar. I'll be hosting that later on this afternoon. So I would love to see you. The link is in bio. Until then, beloveds, happy reading and see you soon.